Dear Heavenly Father, precious Lord, gracious God, you are witnessing everyone. You're witnessing me, my words, my action, my thought, my deeds, everything. Similarly, you witness everyone else. You're there for everyone, and you're also there for me. But lots of people don't know that you're there for me as well. They think that you're only there for them. So they lie, they do wrong things against me, etc., etc. Anyways, I met Ketty Andre on January 10th of 2024. Prior to that, she had contacted me on Facebook and we had chat. But I met her in the art class on Red 664. And she just signed up and joined a multicultural club that I had already started a year ago. She joined for 2024. However, on January 27th, we hung out. She asked me to go to downtown Fort Lauderdale, and we hung out downtown Fort Lauderdale around the museum area. And then on March 26th, we both showed up at the clubhouse for an Aging Grace seminar that was published in a magazine, but it did not happen, and it was only like 6 people show up for it. So at that time, I introduced her to Shahid and Thomas, who had also joined the club. And then, so as while we were waiting and we was talking and stuff, she invited me to go to dinner with her at the Casa Champet Asian restaurant in Pembroke Pines. So I went. At the dinner, she told me that she signed up to volunteer on Saturday the 30th at a race in Miramar, and that she signed up her friend Sydney from Plantation. But she didn't want to go that early in the morning. She got to get there 5:30. She don't want to be breaking down the walker that Sydney have and put it in her car and opening it up when she get there and all of that. So she would ask me to go in Sydney place. So I said, okay, but you have to sort that out with Sydney. Just let her know. And so we talked that Tuesday the 26th about that. And then on Friday, the 29th, I call her to make sure because I don't wake up early in the mornings. I sleep in late unless I have something to do. So I call her to confirm. And then first thing she goes, oh, we're not walking. I said, I know, you told me we're volunteering, but I just want to know if you sorted out with Sydney. She said, oh, that's fine. I'll come in the morning at X time. So anyways, Saturday morning, she called me at 4:49 a.m. She came by, she picked me up. In the car, I said, did you sort it out with Sydney? She said, oh, Sydney didn't even remember. Sydney did not call she this morning. So I said, well, anyway, make sure when we get to the race that you tell the, the other volunteers and the other people who are running it that you had registered Sydney, your friend, but you brought me in her place. Sydney was a 3X. In her car, I tell her specifically, and she said, "Oh, that's be, okay, fine." We get there, she sits on the bench, and she started saying, "You name Sydney, right? You name Sydney, right? You name Sydney, right?" to me, and all the people were standing around there. So I didn't want to get upset and get nervous, so I didn't say I respond and say anything. So when the girl was giving me the size, the extra large or 3X, whatever, I asked her if she had medium. She said no. Even then, Katie did not tell them the truth. So I go to the register. They give me the name tag. I turn it backwards, but somehow it must have turned forward. They take pictures. People take pictures, whatever. But a lot of people know me because I live in Florida for a long time. But anyways, she did that lie. She portrayed, we did hang out back a couple of times. She asked me in Maymont to go to the Asian festival with her in Miramar, and I did. And then we went to North Lauderdale another day for one, and Pompano Beach. But then she is spreading these rumors. She's not telling the truth of what she did. She goes 2 months, a few months ago, I went to Banco lunch, and she tells everybody that's lies, and she tell a lady named Sandra about it, and then she had everybody being mean and nasty to me, and she was like doing whatever, and then she when I am leaving, she's hollering about thanks Sydney, thanks Sydney. But I would just want to pray about this. As was the last year, she came out of the club the June month, and she started her own. Well, I saw her when she go in the day she was going to rec board meeting with Caroline as they were all planning and plotting for me from the time Caroline became president in February month. But since this recording is just basically on Katie, so she came out of the club and then in July month, bingo night, June or July, she walk around and she get people for sign up and she started a club called um, United Social Club. Because he had a social club there before and it flapped and Yvonne tell her, Yvonne who's the chairman of the record board. But anyways, that is about Katie. From since that day and she came out and started a club, I don't speak to her, she don't speak to me. But she's lying desperately to everybody and she continues to tell this desperate lie, however she's framing me and she's talking. But I want to pray about it one last time before the year is done so I can start fresh in a new year. The end.